Well, before you make your travel plans, let's consult with Beverly D'Angelo of European Vacation, because as opposed to many members of this cast, you do know Europe. You've got some roots there. And tell me about that, because you must have found yourself in a counseling position for some of the cast over there?
I don't know.
I mean, do you know the ropes of traveling in Europe? Are there ropes?
I know how to pack a suitcase. I speak Italian and a little French. So.
Was it frustrating for you to not have more time to actually travel and vacation while you're in these lovely areas?
No, au contraire.
Au contraire?
No, au contraire.
See, it just sticks out all over.
You know, au contraire. No, in fact, it was the first film that I'd made ever where I could go home on the weekends. And
home being
in Tuscany. And that was a real pleasure. That was a real pleasure.
Don't we all wish we could say, go home in Tuscany?
Well, but you know what I'm doing now? I'm finding a house in Los Angeles because I miss the United States and I want a home here too.
Did you run into a lot of folks over there who spend their vacations in America?
Well, do you know, interestingly enough, there are lots and lots of Italians in Los Angeles. In fact, French and Italian people seem to like Los Angeles a lot for the climate and the sea and the, you know, there are even some direct flights.
Yeah. What are some of the things we should watch out for when we're over in some of the countries you visited? I mean, seriously.
Don't go to Beirut,
Don't go to Beirut, right.
I don't know. I think the best way to travel to Europe is to, first of all, have an awareness of what it is that makes you an American, so that then you can appreciate the differences that you find in other cultures.
Yeah, we expect everything to be just like it is here, and when it isn't, we don't like it.
No, and right, and that's a problem, because then you miss all the good stuff. I mean, for example, small detail, in Rome you can't even eat dinner before 8:30, and that's early. You know, usually we eat at 10 or 11 if you go out.
Business sort of closed down in the
everything,
afternoons?
if you haven't gotten it together by 10 o'clock in the morning, then you might as well stay in bed till, well, 1, when everything closes again and you'll just go out to lunch. And then things will open again at 4, and then they'll stay open until about 8. And plan on, if you're going to go out for dinner, plan on going out to dinner about 10:30 or 11. Another little funny thing, it's just, I don't even know why I'm thinking of this.
I'm taking notes.
Okay, here's the note. Table manners. Table manners. You know, I mean, we're taught in the United States, you put your hand in your lap and you eat, you know, with one hand, you know, or you use your knife and you put it down. And
well, the Germans use both hands.
Yeah, and Italians and French too. And in fact, in Italy, you can almost make somebody laugh if you've got your hand in your lap. They become curious. They want to know what it's doing down there, because you rest your hands on the table, not your elbows, but you do have hands on.
Hands on eating, much less training.
So don't put your hand in your lap.
Is it important, really, that an actress be an accomplished traveler? I mean, your work
You have to travel a lot. I think that, sure, yeah, I think it's important. I think that you have to know how to travel, because the acting experience is a process of traveling too, you know, kind of symbolically. You're in new places with new people, new systems, new cultures, really. Every film has its own kind of setup and hierarchy.
Yeah, and it also brings up, it was in Canada that you did Finders Keepers, right?
Right.
Because I love that picture and I loved you in it.
I loved it too, but
it's not going to get the kind of splash that European Vacation is getting.
Oh, it didn't.
And that must frustrate you.
Same company.
Does that frustrate you? A deserving piece of work will not get the promotion sometimes?
If I took it personally, it would frustrate me. I don't take it personally. But, you know, decisions are made on a level that I don't really have anything to do with, as far as, you know, what's going to be publicized and what isn't.
But as an artist, you are presumably a very sensitive person. How can you not take it personally? Tell me your secret.
Well, because it's not, nobody's doing it to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's a movie, and there are, you know, executives who are sitting there with a list saying, well, you know, if the card said this, and this, that means people won't get this, and this, so maybe we shouldn't, like, waste $6 million on a thing. With a movie like this, it's natural to have a lot of publicity for it because it's a sequel, and of course, you know, people are counting on those people who are going to come right away to see if it's good or if it's bad, and so you know, you want the maximum attention. This is what I'm told, but you want the maximum attention at the beginning just to get people to come and see it. Because I mean, this isn't a movie that critics are going to lure people in for.
In for or with
I mean,
or to?
Into.
I don't know. I get my prepositions mixed up all the time.
Well, meaning that they won't lure them in for the movie. You know, I don't think critics are not going to say you've got to see this or else you've had no cinematic
Although there was a
experience in your life.
slashing satire to that first one that got some critical acclaim, and I'm wondering if that crazy edge of
I
humor.
wasn't in the country. You know, I should have been. And in fact, I'm going to make a point to be here when this one comes out because I missed it. When it came out, I was in Italy and I was getting these phone calls and people were saying, oh, it's made $1 zillion and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of missed it. I saw it with dubbing, with overdub, with the voices dubbed.
Would you like to sing more in movies?
I'm making an album now. The movies that are musicals now seem to be, well, I don't know, maybe it's because of MTV, but they're like, you know, lots of hit singles kind of loosely tied together by a song. So I like those old musicals. I really loved all those MGM Grand musicals.
Because you did do your own singing, did you not, in Coal Mine?
Sang in Coal Miner's Daughter, sang in Hair. I sang on the soundtrack of John Schlesinger picture. And now I'm making an album for A&M.
There you go, with a song in her heart. Beverly D'Angelo takes to the open road in Europe this time around, and from Los Angeles. Au revoir, you all. This is John Tibbetts.